Hey guys, it's Raul. Welcome back to Reasoning with Raul. It's been this time like, I don't know, 3 weeks maybe a bit more. And really, I feel like this video is going to kind of explain why I've not made so many videos. Because I've literally just been feeling so, like, I don't really know what I've been doing. Like, I feel so aimless, like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, if someone asked me, what have you done this summer? I would say I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't be able to say like, oh, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did. I've kind of just been doing, but not any specific thing. So it's been kind of difficult to have a schedule to make videos, have any kind of routine. But I'll get into that when we actually start talking about how to deal with being aimless, because I feel like I'm dealing with it better than I was at the beginning of like this break. But what has gone on in my life recently? I graduated. Um, that was good. That was like, it's crazy because I actually think that might be the best day of my life. Like, of all the days that I've had in my life that I can remember, my graduation day feels like it was literally the best day of my entire life. Like, from start to finish, like, getting ready, like, getting up early because our ceremony was at like 10:30 in the morning. So obviously we had to get up early, get to uni early, like get our gowns and whatnot. But like getting up early, I got up at like 6 because I was actually so excited. Got up at 6, like got ready, met my friends beforehand, traveled with them, got our like gowns and whatnot, saw our families, and met like my friends' families. That was so cool. Somehow my dad became friends with my friend's dad, and they're gonna meet up in Nigeria because like that's just crazy to me. But like that happened, like it was just such a wholesome day. Like everybody was so happy, and yeah, it was just like in general such a good day. Then obviously like went out, everyone goes out with their family, has a meal or whatever, and then we went out after in the night and just went out. But that happened. That was great. Like that was such a just good day in general. Um, but yeah, that's happened. What else has happened? I started to learn how to drive because I hadn't properly put time away to learn how to drive because when I was 17, COVID was like a thing. So when I turned 17, because my birthday's in April, we were already in lockdown. So my plan to do it when I turned 17, obviously I couldn't. And then when we came out of lockdown, everybody who wanted to do it, like who had earlier birthdays than me, they just got there first. Like they were more passionate than me, I guess. Like they all really wanted to know how to drive. And I was like, I don't really care for it. Then obviously I went to uni, so I didn't need it there. In Nottingham it's not really that deep to have a car. So I didn't learn. And every time I came back in the summer I'd be like, oh yeah, let me do a couple lessons here, a couple lessons there. Like I'd go at my mum and like I'd do like a lesson or something. But I never really dedicated to it because I was like, there's no need. And then I realized I'm 21 and I actually don't know what the hell I'm doing. So if I want to go, like if I want to go see my friend in another city, you have to get the train. And don't get me wrong, like I know there's a lot of train merchants out there. Like I know a lot of you get the train, you have your rail card. I'm not messing with the train. I don't like it. Like I feel like I'm confined to traveling from train station to train station. Like if my friend lives in like the suburbs and I get the train, like I'm still far from where they live. I'm not messing with that at all. So I did my driving theory. Bruh, the driving theory, right? I was so nervous on the day. I was like, oh my god, this is like, I need to do mock tests. I was doing mock tests in the morning. Like, oh my god, is there something I didn't learn? Am I gonna like be blindsided by something? And it was like, I don't even know how to describe it because the first question on the multiple choice test, like I'd never seen anything like it before in my life. Like I'd never learned anything about, it's something to do with level crossings, but like it wasn't there in like the revision I was doing. So I was like, no way, I'm cooked. Like I'm actually finished if the first question is like this. And then the fifth question as well was also something I'd never seen. So I honestly thought I was gonna fail. So I'm there like I'm sweating, bro. Like I'm literally like I'm sweating because there was like this girl next to me who like you can't really see them, but you can see if they're nervous, bro. And this girl was like restless, like spinning in her chair and stuff. I was like, wait, is everybody gonna fail? So I was like, oh, bro, just get through it. I did all the questions, did the hazard perception, and I got all of the questions right. So all of that stressing I was doing, like I literally got all of them right. So I don't even know why I was stressing, but I've done my theory and now the backlog for like the practical test is like 4 months. So I literally just, I don't even know. I have to wait like 4 months to get a test. So all of the lessons that I've done, like I literally feel like I can drive. Like I guess everyone thinks that they can drive, but like I literally feel like I could drive from here to like wherever I needed to go. But I've not passed, so obviously I can't. But now like I have to go back to uni, and then when I get back, am I gonna be terrible? So like all of that's been going on. But this is like kind of like feeding into my, like what I'm talking about with the aimlessness, right, in this video. Because I've been doing so much stuff. I guess we'll just get into it. Like, why not? No need for a cut. Let's just get into it, right? I've been doing so many things since I finished uni. Like, since I came home, like I've been like, I'll show you guys. I'll do a little cut in. I guess I'll explain it first, and then I'll do a little cut so I can show you what it is. But when I got back, I was thinking, oh, what can I do? Like, what things can I learn how to do? Because I like learning how to do stuff, right? And I had this like sim racing, like F1 thing, right? All the way back in lockdown. And I was like, let's get it back out. Like, let's learn like how to play without all like all the assists and stuff. And I was like, right, that can be my thing for the summer. Like that can be the thing that I learn how to do. So I started doing it and I got really into it. And I am still kind of like really into it. Like I was playing this morning, I played yesterday. And I feel like I've had so many of those different things, right? So I guess I'll cut now and show you it. Look, don't bash a nerd, but this is what we're working with. This is a little sim rig that we have. The seat is a bit OD, I know, but like, why not get all the immersion you can? Why not, right? I got the seat back in lockdown with like one of those like big unit wheels, and because I was taking it a bit more seriously, I was like, why not get new pedals and a new wheel and wheelbase? But yeah, I guess if anyone's really interested, I don't know if there are any F1 fans that watch this. So if anyone's really that interested, I could let you know what all this stuff is. But yeah, this is what we're working with. And the cool thing about these wheels is that, or like the Thrustmaster wheel base kit, whatever, is that you can actually like take the wheels off and like replace them with cooler wheels and nicer wheels or whatever. But the cool thing about it is you can actually mount these on the wall. Like if you get like one of those mount adapters, and obviously when I stop playing, because I'm not going to be a gamer forever, I can just have this wheel, which is funnily enough the same wheel that Ferrari used in 2011 on the F1 car. It's like a replica, and they just made it usable on like the games and whatnot. I can have that on the wall as just like a decoration, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, back to the video. So yeah, I guess I just showed you my sim racing thingy. It's pretty cool. Like I find it quite cool. I probably just spoke about how cool it was anyway. So yeah, I feel like I've had so many things like that because I also like have a piano over there. You can probably see it now. There's a lot of stuff on it, but I have a piano and I used to play when I was younger. So I was like, all right, let me get back into piano. So I spent like 3-4 days like mashing up piano. I'm still not very good, but I spent days doing it. What else did I do? I got really good at this game called MLB The Show. Like I picked that back up and I started playing that again. I just today like downloaded this coding software and I'm going to try learn how to code because what I want to do after uni, I want to do some stuff for like AI and IT and policy, like policy and like ethics for like IT and AI companies and whatnot. So obviously I'm going to need to know what coding is and like IT and get into all of that. So I like had so many different directions, right? And I couldn't tell you what I've done this summer because every single day it's been like, all right, you need to do something new. You need to do not even something new, but you need to keep getting better at this one thing. And it's like, it's so overwhelming that I didn't even realize I've not made any videos. Like it's been 3 weeks, but it like I said, it feels like it's been a long time because I've not made any, but it also feels like I've not had any time because I've been stressing myself about practicing for the half marathon, playing the sim racing, learning the coding, playing like, getting better at games, playing the piano. Like, I just feel like I've been so aimless in summer. And there are some people who, like, they can finish a job or, because it's very easy, like, when you finish a job, like a project or uni or your A levels, to be in the situation I'm in where you're literally just aimless because for the entire year I had a structure. Like I'd go to my 9 a.m. on Monday, like I'd have like a 10 a.m. on Tuesday, I'd go to basketball a game on Wednesday, and I had training twice a week, and basically I would fit in certain things. Like I'd fit in making a video on Thursday night because I had time, or Saturday morning because I had time, or like I had a structure, I had a routine, right? But when you finish these like big projects, these big parts of your life, and all you just have all of the time that you used to do that stuff in, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with all that time? I have to be doing something. I have to be doing something. I have to be doing something. And I guess that's what I mean when I say that I've just been aimless, because I've not really had an aim. Whenever I'm editing and I have to watch these things back and I see the things that I say, like I often think that I'm the biggest idiot in the world because I've just said, that's what I mean by I've been aimless. I didn't really have an aim. Well, yes, that's the definition. Like, am I teaching English to young children? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Why did I say that? I hope you got what I meant. Like, while I was at uni, my aim was to finish my degree, get good grades, and that's what I was striving towards every single day. And then in my time where I wasn't doing that, I'd have hobby time, like basketball time, and then video time, because it was so limited that I had to plan it. Like I couldn't just be like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I had to know so that I could get certain things done, right? But when you're completely, sorry about my sister just stomping around the house. I mean, this is the problem also with recording at home, is that I can't control what these guys do. But I don't even know where I was. Yeah, I guess when you are like filling up all of this random time that you had, like to you it's random now, because when you're at uni, it was all set out for you. You can just feel very, very aimless. And I guess I'm making this video now because I feel like I've found the aim. So I've kind of got over the aimlessness, that I've got over the like, I don't know what time I'm going to wake up in the morning. I don't know what I'm going to do in the day. I don't know how far I'm going to go with this certain project. Like I just had no idea for the first part of this summer, but I feel like I've worked through the aimlessness, and I feel like it would be useful now, especially to make a video about it, because I assume a lot of people are going through the same thing. Like, surely it's not just me who's here, like literally waking up every day, like I have to do this, I have to do that, but you don't know what to do, and you don't know really what you have done. So yeah, let me talk about how I kind of got over it. So I just had to go and debrief my entire family on etiquette while I'm making a video, because I did tell them beforehand and they just decided that they didn't care. So now I'm back and I have to refine my train of thought. But like I was saying, some people are just really good at, when they finish a big project or a big something, a big endeavor, like finding certain things to do. Like they'll focus on one thing or two things or three things, and they just dedicate all their time to that. So they don't really feel aimless because they have an aim, like they know exactly what they're doing. I'm not one of those people, and I'm sure like not everybody is also one of those people as well, where like, I'm pretty restless. Like, I want to do tons and tons of things. I have lots of interests. Like I want to do lots of things, and that can be a problem. Because like I said, I've been just all over the place, not really knowing what I'm doing, and doing lots of things, but not lots of that thing, if that makes sense. So I've not really gained any skills, even though I've spent literally all of my time doing productive things. But there are like 4 things I would say that have helped me from, like I said, at the start of the summer, where I literally was just the most aimless you could possibly be, to now I'm probably like, I'm still a bit lost, but like I'm not that lost. Like I'm here, I can at least articulate like how my summer's gone, or how to get over the where I was at the start of the summer. And yeah, I guess I'll talk about those 5 things and hopefully they help you out. All right, so the first thing is writing things down. I know it's probably sounds so, I don't know, cliche or arbitrary, like it doesn't matter really if you write things down. Like you have the same thoughts in your head that you have on your iPad or on a piece of paper. But when I write things down, like I'll open up a notes page and I'll start writing things down. So like, for example, with my driving, like I said, I have to go to uni and then come back and do my test here in Norwich. And when I'm thinking about that in my head, I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, I don't even know what the hell to do. Like, should I just stop, driving completely, go to uni for 2 months and come back and do the test, or do I come back a bit early, do a couple lessons, or do I learn in Nottingham? I just wrote it down, right? And I'm gonna literally cut to that now. I'm gonna do a little B-roll, whatever, while I'm explaining it, where I wrote down what my options were. I could go to uni and, just stop, or I could come back a bit early and do some lessons, or I could learn there. And just writing it down made it so much easier for me to actually have an aim, for me to actually be able to weigh up pros and cons for those things and make a decision. But bear in mind, I had been having this thought for like 2 weeks and I still hadn't come to a conclusion because all of the options seemed both good and bad in equal ways. But writing it down made it so much easier for me to say, look, this is what I'm going to do, or this option is better than that option. And, I've been doing that with a lot of the things, like for the Formula One, for example. I set myself the task of learning all the tracks, all the Formula One tracks, without the racing line. So, like, basically you just have to memorize where to brake and where to turn and whatnot. And I was doing that, right? And I hadn't written it down. I literally had just been booting up the game, driving around the circuit, learning this, that, and the other, watching videos and learning this, that, and the other. But I didn't know which tracks I knew. I didn't know if I actually was like confident on those tracks. And I decided, all right, let me just write it down. Again, I'm going to show you a little blah, blah, blah of that. And I literally just wrote down a list. I think right now I'm like 14. There are 24 tracks. And I'm like 14 tracks through. Like I know 14 tracks off by heart. And that gave me like a sense of direction. Like, all right, today I'm going to learn Mexico. Today I'm going to learn Las Vegas. Today I'm going to learn Brazil. But before, I'd literally just boot up the game and just pick a random track. And then by the end of the day, like, let's say I had learned it, I didn't know if I had. So I wouldn't know what I'd done in that day. So writing things down, honestly, was just a game changer. It was actually just beautiful because now I know exactly what I've done. I know what I need to do. And you can find some solace. Like, you can find some happiness in the fact that you've done those things. Like, you know what you've done. You feel accomplished. Like, yeah, you're still doing the same productive things that you were doing before. So that's why I said, like, it could be just quite arbitrary. Some people, like, why are you writing it down? You're still doing it even if you don't write it down. But when you can see it written down and when you can see what you've actually done, you can feel much better about it. And you can feel like you're actually working in a direction. So yeah, that's the first thing. Right. The second thing, and I'll try to get through this one a bit quicker because I can imagine that I was talking for quite a long time in that last one. But the second thing that's actually helped quite a lot, and I've only started doing this in the last maybe like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, is I don't know what to call it. I would call it quiet time because then it encapsulates lots of different things. So I started doing a bit of yoga because my running plan just, it's like just has some yoga in there. Like you can do some yoga on the side if you want to. So I added that in and found it to be like, I wouldn't say it's game changing because like that's a bit extreme and it's going to make it seem like if you start doing yoga then your life's just going to be better. I don't think that's the case, but it's been really good. Like I did some yesterday and afterwards I literally felt, I don't know how to describe it. I felt like just everything was easy. Like I was just at ease. Like it was very peaceful. I guess that's the point of yoga. Meditation at the same time. But like it doesn't even need to be that structured. You don't really need to be like, all right, I'm going to set 30 minutes now to do some yoga. I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. It's just like having a period of time where you're not doing anything. Like you're not like putting yourself, like giving yourself a task to do, because before I was doing this quiet time or this meditation or yoga or whatever, at literally every minute of the day, because like I said, I'm very restless. Every minute of the day, I would have some task, whether that be, right, you need to make food, you need to jump on the game, you need to learn some code, you need to play the piano, you need to do your Duolingo. Like every minute of the day was just packed with stuff, and it was just so, I guess, overwhelming. And you don't know where you're going when you have so much stuff going on in your head. So one, it's very easy when you're doing your quiet time to just forget that there are so many things that you want to do or need to do or think you need to do. And also, once you leave that space, that quiet space where you didn't have all of those thoughts, it's much easier to pick up like what you need to do. It's much easier to think about what you need to do because your mind is like free and it's able to actually think about all of the tasks, all of the skills that you want to learn. Because if you're thinking all day about different things, how can you even begin to say, right, to get better at this, I need to do this? Because you're just thinking about way too many things that you can't even focus on anything. So, yeah, quiet time, I guess we'll call it that, because it's not just yoga, it's not just meditation, it's not just sitting in silence, it's not just listening to music on really low volume or just like background music, something like that. It's just all of those things in one. So I guess we'll call it quiet time. So points 3 and 4 are kind of similar. They're kind of related. So I guess I'll talk about them together in one section. But the third one is having an end goal. So, for example, I've just started doing this Python stuff, right? If I don't have an end goal, if I don't have a thing that I want to get out of learning what Python is or what I can do with it, I don't have an aim. Like, I'm just learning and I don't really, like, I won't be able to say, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, because I've not set myself any goal. Like, I've not set myself any target or anything to achieve. So if someone asked me what have I done in the summer and I didn't have any end goals, I wouldn't really be able to say, oh, I've done X, Y, and Z, because in your mind you've not really done anything. You've just learned a bunch, but you've not actually achieved anything. So literally just having an end goal makes all of that aimlessness like channeled into somewhere. Like, I'm not just jumping on Formula One and just driving around the track and just setting personal bests or setting better times. I have an end goal. Like, today I'm going to learn this track. Today I'm going to set this lap time on this track. And then by the end of the day, I'm not, like, I had an aim. Like, I'm not just aimlessly playing. I'm not just, you know, doing stuff. Like, I've achieved something. And if I didn't achieve it, then I still have an aim. Whereas if I jump on the game and I didn't have a goal, I could not meet, like, I could not meet the desired time, or I could not learn a track, right? And I've not really failed anything. I didn't have an aim in the first place, so I've not really, like, that's just as good as a day where I did learn a track, because there was no aim in the first place. So a good day and a bad day are exactly the same. You learn a track on one day with no aim, it doesn't mean anything to you. You don't learn a track on one day where you didn't have an aim, it doesn't mean anything, because you didn't have anything to begin with. Like, you didn't have anything to like strive towards. So with the piano, for example, if I set myself the end goal that I want to learn this song, or I want to be able to play this song without reading the music, or I want to be able to play this many songs, then I have an aim. Like, I'm not just aimlessly waking up, turning on some song and like practicing it and learning it and not knowing whether I've actually done anything. So yeah, that's the third thing. And the fourth thing that's kind of related is envisioning yourself with something or doing something with the skills that you've learned. So like I said, it's kind of similar where, like, let's say with the piano, if I envision myself playing out this song that I'm beginning to learn without the sheet music, or playing 3 songs or playing 5 songs, then I've got an aim. Like, I've got something that I've envisioned in my mind. Like, I want to be able to do this by practicing the skill. And when you do that, it's like you've got this idea in your head of what you want by the end of practicing, or by the end of a day, or by the end of a week of, you know, putting skills together, or learning skills, or gaining skills, or just gaining experience doing stuff. When you envision yourself doing something with those things, then you have something to look at. Like, you've got something that you want at the end. So before I was doing all of that, I'd literally, like, I wouldn't know what I wanted by playing the game. I just say, like, oh, I want to have fun, but I wouldn't have any way of measuring whether I was having fun. So by envisioning myself doing something with the skills, I would then be able to end the day like, oh, great, like, I've had fun. Like, I did the things that I set out to do. So yeah, that's why they're a bit connected. So I thought, yeah, one section will be more than enough. And the final point, which is one that's like, it's like, you know, when you talk to your friends and you give your friends advice and you're very good at giving the advice, but you have never actually put that advice into practice yourself. This is kind of like that because it's something I'm trying to do and I'm kind of doing it, but I'm still not doing it properly. Like I'm not actually like properly doing it, which is cutting out comparison. Because when you're in an aimless state, like when you're just aimlessly doing things, and then you look at somebody else doing the same thing as you don't even set yourself a goal. Like you don't even, when you're comparing, you're not even like, oh wow, I want to be as good as them. You're just like, they're better than me. So like I would jump on, right, the piano and I would watch, like I'd watch a video of somebody playing something and I'd be like, wow, they're better than me. Like I wouldn't even be like, I want to be able to play as well as them. I'd just be like, damn, bro, like they're better than me. Like this is just chalk. Like I can't do anything. And I feel like that might be subconsciously why I haven't made so many videos, because like I'm not very good at it yet, right? And even though I never really thought this, like I never thought, oh, I'm not going to make videos because I'm not good at it, or I'm not going to make videos because like I'm not as good as this person. In your mind, when you don't have an aim, like if you don't, like if you're aimlessly just making videos and you don't really know what to do, if you see somebody with a better video than yours, you just feel bad. Like you don't feel very good about the videos that you made. And I guess that's not what I want from this anyway. Like I want to feel good about all the videos I make, and up to this point, like I have. But I guess that's probably why I've not made any videos, because I don't know exactly what I'm trying to do with them. Because when you see somebody with a better video than yours, like it doesn't even compute in your mind that you were doing this for a different reason to begin with. So I guess if I use a better example, like I've mentioned this tons of times. I guess I'm actually just a nerd because I'm actually talking about Formula One so much. But I would jump on and, you look at the leaderboards. The leaderboards are there, right? And when I jumped on the game, I wanted to go around the track 20 times, learn track, and have fun, right? Set a personal best or set 3 personal bests, right? And then you look at the leaderboards and you see you're 3 seconds off the world record. And you just forget why you came on the game. You're like, wow, I'm still so much worse than somebody else. Like you forget all the reasons that you began doing the thing in the first place simply because you're comparing yourself to somebody else. And I guess that's why I say that I'm not doing it so well, because I look at the leaderboards, or like if I run, like the Olympics are on right now and I'm seeing these guys running like 800 meters in like less than 2 minutes. What the hell is that? But I don't run to be winning Olympic gold medals. So it's like when you compare, like you totally forget all of the reasons that you do the stuff that you do. So cutting out comparison is a great way, I guess, to stop feeling aimless, because you remember the goals, you remember the envisioning, you remember the reason that you started doing the thing, you remember the things that you wrote down, like you remember to do your quiet time, like you remember all this stuff because you're not comparing yourself. And when you do compare yourself, you just forget all of that extra stuff. So yeah, those are my 5 things that have helped me stop feeling aimless, and they probably allowed me to get back into making videos, because it's literally felt like ever since I was aimlessly just living, I stopped making videos. And now that I've somewhat found a way to leave that aimless state, wow, I'm making a video. So if you're struggling to do anything that you wanted to do, or you're struggling to feel like you have a purpose, especially in this downtime like that we've got right now in summer, I guess some people have jobs. Let me not even say it like that. Most people have jobs. I'm probably in the minority of people my age. I'm sitting here just jobless, like I'm not doing anything. That's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. But like for some of us, like the few of us that are going back to uni in September, if this is something you're struggling with, you just feel like you don't know what you're doing and you're just aimlessly just living and surviving, then yeah, I hope those things help, because they've helped me, and here I am. And also with the podcast idea that I had in the last video, when I was like trying to create some, I don't know, like visuals and graphics and whatnot for it, I realized that, like I said in that video, my laptop's actually just not, it's just like, it's just sad. I don't even know how to describe it. I guess I've had it for like 5 years. Like it's so old now. It's like a 2017. I guess I'll spin the thing around and show you what's going on here. But it doesn't do what I need it to do. So I'm getting a new laptop, which is very exciting. But like I said, I'm very restless, so I've just been wanting and wanting and wanting. But finally saved up, and I'm gonna get that. And once I do, I'll have access to all of the softwares that I need. Because the biggest issue is that like you can't use certain things with a laptop this old. Like with Photoshop, well, you can boot it up, but it just doesn't work. Like you drag something and it takes 6 years for that thing to actually get where you want it to. So there's literally no point in trying. It would take like literally 5 days to create like one thumbnail or one cover sheet. It is just ridiculous. So when that arrives and stuff, there'll be more about that. But as of now, I'm literally making do with what I have. So I hope that this setup again was fine. I had to put the ring light on because it is a bit dark, and if it's a bit iffy, I guess I'll have a look. But if it's a bit iffy, then let me know. And yeah, peace out.